Hi, welcome back to the Coding Genius, and in this part we will connect our Node.js APIs to our Flutter site. And first of all, you need to create a brand new project, and I have already created Fullstack Todo name project, and I have selected Flutter version. Let me show you 3.24.0, and in pubspec.yaml file I have added this HTTP package latest version, and this is for pubspec.yaml. And if you come to this main.dot file, here you can see I have created an home screen, and there are different folders like models, screens, and services. So first of all, we will go to this to do model, and here you can see these are its params like id, title, body, and completed. Okay, and this is from JSON and to JSON. And if we come to this service, then here you can see I will show you how you can get this URL later. First of all, we will let me minimize these functions. Okay, this is get to do's. Okay, then I have called an get request to our to do API, and that for getting to do's, that was just like uh, backslash. Okay, and here you can see I have passed it already. If we are getting all to do's, then we will just call a get method and pass a URL. Then if it's status code at 200, then we will decode that JSON response, and it will give us a list of dynamic, and then we will convert that list into our to do list. Otherwise, if we get an error, then it will throw an exception. Okay, so this is for get to do's. And if you want to get to do by id, then you can use this. Our base URL will be same, but here we will pass an id as a request param, and if its status code is 200, then we will get a response and decode that response and then convert it into to-do.form JSON to do model. The other three methods are create to do, and here we will pass a create to do model, and in HTTP post method we will pass base URL, and in headers we will pass content type application JSON. It means in JSON format we want to post that body. Okay, and here you can see I have passed that to do as a to JSON into body params of this post method, and first I have encoded that as well. Okay, if its status code doesn't equal to 201, then it will throw an exception. Otherwise, you can return a boolean or anything, so that our to show a user that your to do is successfully created. Other method is update to do, and here input method of HTTP I have used that base URL and backslash id, and this is as a request params, and we have already seen how we can pass an id of the uh, to do to update or delete in previous video using postman. So this is the thing that we will use base URL and backslash id. Okay, then this is the header, and in body I have encoded our to do, and first I have converted it into to do.toJSON. Okay, then the last method is delete to do, and here is also the same thing, and here I have called http delete method, and I have passed uri.parser base URL with id, and this is the id that to do we want to delete. Okay, so all these methods for our to do service, and these are all the API calls that we have already created and tested using Postman in our previous video. Okay, so let me show you these screens. First one is home screen. If you come to this, then you will see I have created a stateful widget, and here I have initialized a to-do service, and there is a future list of to-do, and that has I have used a late keyword. It means by default it is not initialized, and in its state method I have get all the to-dos and assign these to-dos to this to-dos instance. Okay, if we come to this, here you can see this is http get API call, and it will get a whole list of to-dos that are present in your MongoDB. Then it will assign to to-dos to-dos instance. Okay, then there is a toggle complete method, and actually this is for completing our task. Okay, so this will create a to-do instance, and then we will call this to do service dot update to do, and I have passed this to do id and update to do. After updating its status, then we will refresh our UI, and it will show that our to do is successfully completed. Okay, so this is for init state and toggle completed. Now come to build method, and here I have used scaffold, and there is an app bar to do list, and then I have called future builder list of to do, and in future I have passed that to do's. Here you can see this is the instance that we have assigned in init state. Now we are using it in our future builder. Okay, now there is a build its builder. We will handle our snapshot different scenarios, like if it is in waiting, then we will show server progress indicator. If it is an error, then we will show error in center of the screen, and if its data is not if data is empty, then we will show no data available, no to do's available. And in else statement, we will fetch all the data and assign to to-dos, and here I have used list view builder to show our data in list view, and here I have added length of to-dos to this item count, and then its item builder I have get a single to-do using index from our to-dos list, so it will get one by one all to-dos, and then I have used this list style, and in list style I have used this single to-do to show our data, like in its title it will show to-do title, and in subtitle to-do dot body is assigned, and then there are two other params like trailing, and in trailing I have created an row, and there are two different widgets. One is checkbox, and actually it is for it will tell us that our to do is completed or not. If it is checked, it means it is completed, and if it is not checked, then the to do is not completed. Okay, and when you will change its status, then it will call toggle completed, and it will pass that to do that we have get from our to do's list using index, and this toggle method will be triggered. And the other widget is icon button, and it is for delete icon, and on pressed we will call our to do service dot delete to do, and here we will pass to do id. Okay, because in our delete to do we need just an id of to do that we want to delete, and it's then method, and if it is successfully deleted, then in its then method I have called this set state to update our UI. And in set state here you can see to do service dot get to do, so it will get to do's again. This is for demo purpose, that why I'm using this set state, and you can also use different state managements. It is up to you. And if we come to this on tab of this list view, then it will move to us to update to do screen, and I have passed to do as a param to this update to do screen, and in its then method we will update our UI as well. And our last widget is floating action button of home screen, and here you can see I have called add to do screen uh, screen widget, and here we will create our new to do. Let me show you these one by one. First is our add to do screen, and other one is update to do screen. Let me show you add to do screen first. If we come to this, then here I have created two text editing controllers. First one is for title and other is for body, and I have initialized to do service for adding our to do in our MongoDB using that service, because we have created API call in this to do service. Okay, so here is an app bar add to do, and its body I have add some paddings, and in column there is first text field and other text field. Then there is some height gap between these widgets and our button widget. And in elevated button on pressed, so I have created our to do instance. Its id will be by default empty because we don't know its id right now, and when we create our to do in our Mongo's DB, then it will assign ID automatically. Okay, so I have used that controllers to get its title and body, and by default our completed is false. And here you can see I have called that to do service dot create to do, and I have passed this to do, and in its done method I will move back to our home screen. Okay, and there is a text add to do, so this is for add to do screen. And our last screen is update to do screen, and here I have passed this created this to do as a param, and I have initialized these text editing controllers and to do service, and assign uh, and to assign these controllers values I have use constructor, and in constructor I have created new text controllers and assigned text values here. Okay. And in its build method, if we come, there is the same code like add to do, and there is a little bit difference. As you can see I have used these two text fields, and there is an elevated button, and in on pressed, as you can see I have created an update to do instance, and here we have passed an id because this time we know the id of the to do that we are going to update, and that's why I have passed this id. And then I have passed title and body, and complete status we will get it from to do as well. And then I have called this to do service update method, and here I have passed to do dot id and a new to do. Okay, and after that it will call navigator dot pop context, and it will move back to our home screen. So this is for Flutter side. And to run this code with our Node.js API and MongoDB database, first of all, come to your MongoDB database, and in your network access, come to this. There will be no IP address. Just click on add IP address, and this pop-up will be visible and allow access from anywhere. Click this button and just click on confirm. So it will add a by default IP address in your Mongos. Okay, our IP address is added in our network access. Here you can see I have come into security, and in network access here I have added an IP address. Okay, and another thing is ngrok. This is basically convert our local host. It will show our local host to internet so that we can connect our different devices. Come to this ngrok and download, and if you come to this, okay, there are different methods you can download and set up. Basically I have Windows, and if I come to this Windows, then I have downloaded a zip file using 64-bit, because my computer is 64-bit. You can download according to yours, and just click on this download. It will download a setup. Okay, then other thing is you will need to add this authentication token, and for that, first of all, you need to create a new account. Click on this sign up button. You will create a new account, then get an auth token from your dashboard and run this command in your terminal, and here you will put your auth token. Okay, so it will connect your ngrok with your dashboard. And so this is for Windows setup. And if you come to this Mac OS, here you can see there also its zip files. You can download it from here, then unzip ngrok from the terminal, and you can also add an auth token to connect it. I have also downloaded my ngrok, and here you can see it is visible to me here. If I click on this, so this is my ngrok, and if I come to my code, here you can see this is our APIs that we have built in our previous video. And if I come to its terminal, first of all I need to run this terminal, otherwise it will not work. Okay, so make it clear, and I will call node index.js. Okay, server running on port 5000, and our MongoDB is connected. Okay, now come to your ngrok, and here we will write ngrok and http, and because our local host is running on 5000, then we will pass 5000 here. And if we click on enter, then after some time it will show you a forwarding, and this is the URL. Okay, so and if you come to here, you can see localhost 5000. So instead of this localhost 5000, we can use this URL in our. Just copy this and come to your Flutter code and go to this to do service, and here you can see I will pass this URL here, and backslash API slash todos. This is our by default API. APIs, let me show you. If we come to this index.js, so here you can see I have passed this route as a by default route. Now come to your Android Studio and just run your app, and let me show you. Okay, our app is running, and here you can see node to do's available. And if you come to this ngrok terminal, here you can see this is our get API to do's is called, and its status is 200 and okay. And if you come to this, okay, it's not giving any error here. And let me show you, in our database there is no to do available right now, and it is by default empty. If I come to this and to do's, here you can see there is no data. Now we will add some to do's, like if we click on this button, just add title, testing title, testing body. If I click this add to do, then okay, it is working successfully. Now come to and refresh this. Okay, here it is also visible. Title is testing title, body is testing body, and completed is false. And these created add and updated add is created by default, and this is the ID. And if we come to this ngrok terminal, here you can see our post method is called 201 created, and a get API to do is called to get our to do's to show in our home screen. Okay, so this is now come to again this screen, and if we click on this, here you can see we can, if you come to this ngrok, okay, and I will call this, tell you, Flutter app working with APIs. And if I update this to do, then here you can see it is updated. And if we come to ngrok, here you can see it is called a post API 201 created, and actually it is called this API port API. Okay, and this was the our to do ID. And if I come to this database, here you can see this is the ID. Okay, that is visible in our ngrok terminal. Okay, and if we come to this database, and by default title and body is this, if we refresh this, then our to do data will be updated. Here you can see Flutter app working with APIs. Okay, now we will work on complete. Complete is false. And if I click on this check button, then here you can see now it is checked. And if we come to ngrok, then here you can see it is also called that put API to update our to do status to make it completed. Now come to this database again and refresh this. Okay, now completed is true, it means it's working fine. Okay, now we will add second to do, add this to do, and now we will delete this to do as well. Okay, let me refresh this. Okay, now come to our app and just click on this delete button, then it will delete our to do and update our home screen. Now if we come to database and refresh, then here you can see our second to do is deleted successfully. Okay, so it means our APIs and Flutter app is working fine. And I have make this API make this UI as simple, so you can update its UI and functionality, and you can also use and state management according to your requirements. It is up to you. And I have Actually, I have shown you how you can create APIs using Node.js, MongoDB, and how you can integrate with your Flutter app. Okay, so this is for this series.